The last unit in this trail and module is exploring non-visit-based dynamic assessments. And read through the instructions as I do them as you have questions, and we'll refer back occasionally. We're going to start with building assessment questions. So from assessment questions, that object, we're going to click New. And the name of the question is number of household members. It's an integer with a category of child safety. And the required question text is how many members in the household. This may be where we could put the 1 here too, so I'm actually going to throw that in here. Let me just see how that's going to look. We're going to mark it active, save and new, then household income, text, again category is child safety. This time we're going to give it 2 and say what's the monthly income of the household. Active and save and new. And the number of daily meals. Again, integer. Category is child safety. And this is the third question. Looking active, save and new. And the fourth question is BMI, the body mass index, which is going to be a decimal. Interesting, it's out of order alphabetically, but decimal integer works here. And this is number 4. Marking it active, marking the category child safety, and we click Save because this is the last one. Looking back at our assessment questions with a category, we now have 4, and that all seems fine. And following the same model, we built the assessment questions. We're now going to create an Omni task. We can select it here, or you could have gone through the app launcher. We're creating a new Omni Assessment Task. So we're creating a new Child Safety Intake Assessment task. We're marking it as is defined and saving. Next, we're going to configure the OmniScript by creating an OmniScript. Call it Child Safety Check with English as the language. We're creating a new type called Child Safety Assessment and a subtype of nutrition. And with the header information built, we're going to rename this step, which is the Child Safety Check step. We're going to mark that as nutrition. Going to click Child Safety in the category. And it says to use Select All, but given my past experiences, I think I'm just going to go on ahead and drag them. So I'm going to pull them in 1, 2, 3, and 4. And since they're all here, we can now build our OmniScript. Cross our fingers and see if this works. Clicking Build OmniScript, it blanked out our fields, which meant that it didn't work. After a significant delay, it did pop up. I'm going to guess, let's say 30 seconds, something like that. Enough time for you to wonder whether or not it actually worked. And it is curious that we have to rename these. So under the step properties, we're going to add it as nutrition check, but it can't contain spaces, so I'm going to drop in underscores. We have a label of nutrition check. It's showing questions here. Let's modify this BMI and make it conditional. So we click conditional, show if true, and we want all conditions met. And we're looking at the number of daily meals. If it's less than 3, click Save. Delete the compliance. There must be an interesting compliance step that we could research if we wanted to. So now we can preview. And scrolling down, we could say if they eat 4 meals a day. The BMI question doesn't show up, but if we show it as 2, we get the BMI, so the condition is working. So we can scroll back to the top, And now we can activate. So having completed the publish, we can now apply an action plan to a public complaint. And I think this all basically makes sense. We talk about bringing up a public complaint. That's another object. We're creating a new plan associated with that. And then we can complete the dynamic assessment. If you've stuck with this to here, congratulations and best wishes as you look at applying dynamic assessments in your org.